Ah, my voice. It is not in sync with my mouth. I do not know why. Perhaps it is something to do with encoding. Or maybe YouTube.
Gentlemen, welcome to my underground lair. Oh, I've been working hard today. Say hello to the people, the 27 viewers that seem to be interested in this little project. Oh, right, I've been working hard today. I have finished the brackets to mount the radiator to the front panel. Similar setup to the original factory setup, where you can remove the front panel off the van, including the grille, the bumper, the headlight surrounds, and all that, and the cross member for the slam panel. All that, the radiator's fixed to that. I've measured all that up. I've sort of marked it up. I put the whole front panel back on the van just temporarily. Marked it with the radiator in position where I wanted it. Took it all off. Made some brackets, which I'll show you some photos of. Um, I've used the original, the Volvo radiator, which I've got a 940 is automatic radiator with air conditioning. So it's like an extra big radiator. Seems to be huge compared to the ones I'm used to. And it's got the oil cooler built in for the automatic transmission. I've bought a fan, an electric fan from the scrapyard. I got that for 25 quid, so I was happy with that. I've bought a bracket for the coolant bottle, which I've got a 940 coolant bottle. And this is my list of things. You can probably see that. Getting there now. Ticking off the list as I go. I've ordered a sump gasket set for the transmission, because the sump that I've got on the transmission that's in the van now, the bloody dipstick broke off. I don't quite know. I think it was before I even fitted it. It must have been when I was bolting it to the engine. I think I put some stress on it. I don't know. When I was shifting it about, I must have put a bit of weight on the dipstick, and it's just like brazed on or something like that, and it's just broken off. So fortunately I've still got the gearbox that I broke. That's got a good sump and dipstick on it, and I've got a sump gasket. I didn't want to take it off, the sump off without the gasket set, because I don't want the gearbox to be sat there for days and days or weeks with dust all getting in it. So I've ordered a set from America, and that was really cheap. It's an ATP set. It was £12 I think, and £10 for postage or something like that. And the guy posted it. What's this? Have I got a message? Don't tell me. I've got a message. Oh, right. Hang on a minute. I've got a feeling. There we go. No, there we go. I've got a tracking on it, and postage tracking, and it's gone from Salt Lake City to Cincinnati, then to Dayton, then to a place outside Dayton, and then back to Cincinnati again. So I think there is something wrong with either mislabeled it, or it's gone to the wrong bloody distribution centre or something like that. But that is, I can tell. I've just, here we go. The latest thing was yesterday, or well, in America, it was Saturday afternoon. It arrived back. It's gone back to Cincinnati, so they're either returning it to the sender or back to their main distribution centre in Ohio. It's already gone 1,600 miles. Anyway, that's going to hold me up. The other things that I've got to do are, I've got to get some lines made up for the auto transmission cooler, which all goes back to friction hydraulics. I've got to measure the length of the pipes that I need, and I'll take some I'll take the radiator with me, and I'll take a fitting off the scrap gearbox so that I know what size. I'll just say to the guy, look, there's the fittings, get me some pipes this long, swage the fittings on, so it's completely idiot proof basically, it can't leak. All I've got to do is tighten them up and Bob's your uncle. The other thing I've got to do is get a fan control kit. My mate who's working for Paul, hello Paul, he's possibly going to be able to get me one from work off the scrap pile, because he works for an engine development company. I won't say anything more about that. I've got to wire up the overdrive switch and relay, and I've got to wire up the subwoofer switch. Well, I've bought a subwoofer which was second hand. It's fucking ridiculous. It's ridiculous, but it'll mean that we can really crank the sounds up on the main road where the windows open, and we'll be able to hear the music nice and clear rather than it cutting out because the amp's bloody getting hot and whatever. What else have I got? Yeah, just got to wire up the ignition, which I'm really a bit confused about. I'm just going to do it a little bit at a time, because the wiring and electrics is just one of those things I'm never very confident with. You know, there's circuits that join other circuits. I don't know. Yeah, there's a thing called a tachometric relay, which is I didn't really realise existed, but my mate Pete, who's quite up on this sort of thing, he's basically informed me that the fuel pump relays, there's a fuel pump relay that comes with the car, which I've got one of each type. I've got the LH 2.4 relay, and I've got the K-Jet relay, which I just had spare anyway. They are connected from the positive. I think there's a wire that goes from the coil to the relay, and as long as you're cranking the engine or the engine's running, the fuel pumps will run via that. They'll get that signal off the relay, off the coil, and they will run. And if you switch the engine off, or the engine stalls, for instance, if you have an accident or you stall the engine, or it just cuts out for some reason, it will kill the fuel pumps. So you're not, like, if you have an accident, basically, you get into a smash and your engine fucking stalls, you're not going to be pumping like 5 bar of fuel pressure petrol everywhere all over yourself and your red hot exhaust manifold. So yeah, so I've got to wire that up. So I've got a bit of wiring to do. Don't really, it's just going to be something I'm actually dreading doing that. If anyone can give me any tips, or perhaps a website which just explain the basics, that'd be great, because I sort of know what I'm doing, but I don't know what I'm doing. Do you know what I mean? I know what I've got to do, but I don't know how to do it. I do know, but I just don't have the confidence really. What else? That's it. I've just got to connect up the prop shaft, which I left off because I haven't connected the torque converter up. I need some assistance for that. I think my mate Jeff will come and give me a hand with that. He's just got to put a socket onto the crank pulley and turn the engine over to get the flex plate round so I can put the bolts in, tighten them up. You know, bit of bloody thread lock on there. What else? I've got to make the cowl. I'm leaving the cowl until I've finished the job because well, I'm going to have to run the van round for a few weeks just to make sure it runs, it doesn't leak, nothing falls off. That the hole that I've cut is big enough to account for vibration and stuff like that. I've got a feeling I might need to cut another 10mm or so out of the passenger side footwell. And then the cowl is going to be something I really want to get right because it's got to be sealed up tight. I don't want any fumes coming in the van or even any smell, engine smell, you know, oily sort of combustion smell. I want it to be thermally insulated and sound insulated as well, so I'm going to get some decent quality self-adhesive insulation like Dynamat or whatever it's called. And I'm going to take my time because I want the fucking cowl to look good and I want it to be functional. I want it to have a little map tray, like maybe some couple of cup holders on there or something like that, and like a dish to put like, I don't know, change and stuff like that, you know, loose change, phones and stuff like that in it. So it's got to be, I'm going to spend a while sorting that out. It's going to be a bit of a pain in the ass, and it wants to seal nicely onto the floor as well. So yeah, nearly finished. Just got some little details to work out. Check out the photos. They're coming up right now.